Hey, welcome back to the channel. So if you are someone who wants to get rich in life, which if you're watching this video, probably yes, but you feel like there's always something standing in the way, then this video is for you. So maybe right now you're working really hard, you're saving, maybe even you're investing, but wealth still just feels like something that is not for people like you. Now, reading this book that I'm about to share with you completely cracked this open for me and completely shifted my reality, because at one point in my own life, I also thought that the idea of becoming ultra wealthy, ultra rich, being someone who was even an investor was complete insanity. It was for other people, just not me. And then I came across this absolute gem of a book that was written back in 1910, by the way. But I have to say, I think the principles in it and the teachings in it are more relevant today than possibly ever. So let me do the big reveal of which book I'm talking about, and that is The Science of Getting Rich. Now, I have to credit my mentor, the late Bob Proctor, who actually gifted this to me. I don't know if you can see him there on the back. So he personally gave me this to me when I was attending one of his very intimate events over in Toronto. And reading this book completely shifted how not only I thought about money, but how I thought about how I related to money, my position with money in the world. And so I want to share with you today 5 key lessons that I really took from this book that have had the biggest impact on me, practical things that you can do, not just philosophical things to think about, and actually how to implement them into your own life so that you understand why some people get rich and some people don't, and to make damn sure that you are on the right side of that equation. The first lesson is getting rich is a science. It's not a secret. And I love this because I grew up thinking that rich people just knew something that I didn't, and they were lucky and born with a golden spoon in their mouth, and they just came from wealth, and so that was their destiny and it wasn't mine. But actually what the author really shares is that getting rich is not a matter of environment. It's not even a matter of talent, actually. It's about doing things in a certain way. And this is a phrase that comes up again and again in the book. Doing things in a certain way, so that there's this specific way of being in the world, of doing things in the world in order to align with the science of getting rich so that you can become rich. This really emphasized for me that you do not have to come from wealth in order to become wealthy. And just like following some physics laws, just like we are governed by the law of gravity, none of us are floating around throughout the day. There is actually laws governing getting rich, and as long as we can follow those patterns and we can repeat them too. It also blew something wide open for me, which was a saying that we used to have growing up of, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And actually this book completely flips that upside down, because the author shares that getting rich is about taking action based on right thinking, right? So our thoughts have to be in the right space, in the right alignment with what we want. It's not about giving up power to some external force and crossing our fingers. It's doing things in a certain way. And I kind of love that, actually, that it gives you this certainty of, if I just follow this system, if I just follow this pattern, the results will follow. Now, the author also talks about, if others can do it, you can do it too. And this is a great reminder that when you see other people succeed, especially if it's in a vocation or if it's in an environment or, achieving a specific goal that you truly want to, use it as evidence that it is possible for you. And he says that if you were in the wrong environment, you can get in the right one. If you were in the wrong business, you can get in the right business, right? So nothing is permanent. And another person's success is simply evidence of what is possible for you. So use that in your manifestation process of, I can see it being done, so I know it is possible. So this first lesson really reiterates that it's not about circumstances. It's about cause and effect. And again, this is such an empowering thing, especially as someone like myself, when I was reading this in my early 20s, who didn't come from a family that was ultra wealthy, who didn't come with a silver spoon in their mouth, is that the right saying? Who didn't get brought up with a massive amount of money. There certainly was no trust fund. I was working to create this rich life myself. And so knowing that none of that mattered, becoming from a wealthy family or coming with all this money into life, it didn't matter. It only mattered from what I was doing in this moment onwards. And coming back to cause, effect, doing things in a certain way, thinking and following certain patterns. Now, if you are someone who is ready to start thinking in the right way when it comes to money, make sure you check out my complete 5-day money story rewrite kit. I have a link down below in the description. It is a short but powerful program in just 5 days. I'm going to be guiding you through a step-by-step system so that you can shift your money beliefs, so you can rewrite your story and start thinking in a way that is in alignment with the financial reality that you want. Because as we learned from Wallace Wattles, it is less about what you do. It is definitely not about your circumstances or where you've come from. It is about how you think about money. Now, I'll leave the details down below in the description. Let's get back to some of these powerful lessons. Now, lesson 2 is that your thoughts shape your wealth. So the author shares that you must form a clear and definite mental picture of what you want. You cannot transmit an idea unless you have it yourself. Now, if you've watched my other video, you'll hear me talk about clarity really being step 1, right? You have to have a clear and definite mental picture. It's so clear that we are not foggy in our vision. And if we still are, it means we're not ready to manifest it yet. So when you're really ready to tune into something, clarity needs to be at the forefront of that. So clarity is power. Vague vision equals vague results. So again, write down in your journal, grab a piece of paper, what is it that you want? And write it in the positive statement, right? Don't fall into the trap that I've seen happen many people where they say, I don't want to be broke. I don't want to struggle financially. I don't want to have debt. I don't want to be stressed out. And all they're doing is recreating that same pattern. What do you want in terms of lifestyle, impact, relationship, health, finances, all of it? Write it all down. What is it that you actually want? Be the director of your own life. And then hold that vision. Right? Hold that vision even when nothing is happening. And this is where manifestation, it's not a passive exercise again. It can be one of the hardest things to do because you have to turn up in faith of what you want with an expective, positive energy that it is coming even when there is nothing in your external environment showing you that it is here. And this is why I always tell my students, start to look out for the breadcrumbs, because I like to think that if we are moving our vision from the spiritual realm, this, metaphysical realm almost, the energy realm, into physical realm, I imagine it almost going through the sieve. And at the start, it's just up coming down in breadcrumbs or little raindrops. And if we are alert enough, and if our mind is awakened enough, we can start to notice those breadcrumbs on the trail towards the realization of what it is we want to manifest. So even when you're going through this process, there's no guarantee that the result will happen today, tomorrow, next week, but you've got to keep faith. And the author here shares a really beautiful quote, which is, by thought, the thing you want is brought to you, and by action, you receive it. So thinking is not passive, right? It does take a lot of mental activity and energy in order to think in alignment with what you want, even when your circumstances might be standing in complete contrast to it. And so the final thing to add on this is that when you're going towards your goal, when you have that vision, when you have that clarity, you need to ensure that your beliefs are aligned with it. So that when you're moving forward and you're taking 2 steps forward, you're not actually moving 3 steps back because you're doubting it, right? So if you are setting a goal, setting an intention, and at the same time you're thinking, I don't know if it's going to work out. I don't know if I'm capable of this. I don't know if I'm worthy of this. Those beliefs are also sabotaging your success or sabotaging your progress. So get clear, have the conviction, move forward, and then be doing the work, as I've shared in previous videos, to start to clear those limiting beliefs, to start to clear the story in your mind that is telling you it's not possible for you, because what is desired by you is destined for you. So if you want it, if you truly want it, if this is your true desire, it is there for you. So don't be taking a step forward and 2 steps back because you keep doubting it. Stay focused, stay on the path, and have trust and faith that it is coming into your reality. Now, lesson 3 is probably one of my favorite lessons to share, and that is gratitude is a money magnet. So the author shares here that the grateful mind is constantly fixed upon the best. Therefore, it tends to become the best. So gratitude is this amazing way of really shifting into the energy of abundance. And again, when I advise and I share, like with my clients and the people that I work with, grab a journal and write things down. What are you grateful for? It's a practice I've been doing religiously since 2015 when my mentor first introduced me to it. And the results are phenomenal. And I actually can see such a clear parallel between moments in my life where all of a sudden I kind of forget to do my gratitude and I'm not really as consistent with it, because life is going really good and I'm like, do I really need it? And then I just slowly start to see things shift out of alignment in my life. And I'm thinking, my life was really good because I was doing the practice. And now things are coming out of alignment because I've stopped, Stop tuning into that energy of gratitude, right? Gratitude is magnetic. There's a great quote of what we appreciate appreciates. And so a question I sometimes get asked by clients is, but if I'm really grateful for the reality I have, won't that stop me from manifesting what I truly want? Won't it be like the universe is kind of like, oh, they're good. They're good with the reality that they have. They don't want anything more. And it couldn't be further from the truth. So I love this expression of being grateful for where I am and being expected and excited about where I'm going, right? So creating a foundation of complete gratitude for where you are. And this, works in every aspect. Even if you're in a job right now or you're in a career situation where you don't love it, things are not good, find gratitude in that moment. Because how you are in this moment is going to set the energy and set the environment for your next step. So make sure you're not leaving one job or leaving one relationship or leaving one circumstance into the next without coming to a place of ease, peace, gratitude, neutrality at least, right? If we create this resistance and we create this annoyance and frustration about something and we expect to move to the next step with that all of a sudden just gone, it doesn't work. So gratitude is not about settling. It is about seeing what is while preparing for what will be. So again, the author shares another absolute banger of a quote, which is, faith is born of gratitude. The more grateful you are, the more faith you have in your ability to receive, and wealth responds to faith. So if nothing else, if for no other reason, I have encouraged you to feel more grateful in your life, know that gratitude is a money magnet. And if you want to attract more wealth, more riches, more prosperity into your life in all facets, not just your bank account even, but yes, definitely in physical monetary terms too, then get into the practice of gratitude. Now, please know that this is not just some fluff. This is not just me telling you to be happy because it's good. This is literally priming yourself to notice and act on opportunities that will bring to you the richness that you truly desire. Now that leads us nicely into lesson 4, which is don't compete, create. Oh my goodness, what a powerful lesson. Something I learned very early, obviously, when I was working my way up through finance and was reading this book and was absolutely devouring the lessons in it. And it was so important because even within my own company, it was crazy to me how much competition there was, even on a single team, where intuitively you should think we're all on the same team. We should all be like supporting each other, working towards this single outcome that we have. There was always so much competition. Someone wanted to get promoted over another person. Someone wanted to outshine. They wanted to be seen to be the one that was the best. And thank God I had this lesson because it enabled me to avoid falling into those pitfalls of getting into competition and actually focus more on creating the type of reality, the results, the experience that I wanted. And it worked time and time again. And that is a lesson I've taken in through building my business. I do not see people in my industry as competition. If they are out serving and they're creating impact, that is awesome. I am here to create, and I trust that the message that I am delivering in the way that I am delivering it will reach the people that are meant to hear it. And again, the author shares a fantastic quote here, which is, you must get rid of the thought of competition. You are to create, not compete for what is already created. Right? So wealth is not a zero-sum game. So stop thinking that someone else's wealth is going to take away from your success. It does not work that way. There is not an infinite pie, right? Everything is constantly in movement, in motion, being created. And if it isn't already existing here, it will manifest itself. It will create. So when you shift out of competition, you shift into creation mode. And that is a very powerful energy to be in order to attract things into your life. So again, the author shares that you can get what you want without taking what belongs to someone else, right? So you're not here to hustle harder. You're here to align and expand. What is desired by you is destined for you. There is no need to get caught up in the energy of competition or trying to bring down someone else or getting caught up in the gossip or any of that, right? Leave that to whoever feels that they need to be in that energy. You focus on you focus on what you're creating, right? Stay in your own lane, as they say. And this brings me to one of the most important lessons, which is act now wherever you are. There is no perfect timing. The timing is now. We cannot create in the past. We cannot create in the future. We only have the power to create in the now. So don't wait for your circumstances to change. turn up and change your circumstances. So again, Wallace Wattles here shares that do every day all that can be done that day, and do each act in a successful manner. So again, stop waiting for the perfect conditions. You don't have to have everything in place in order to take action. And also it reminds us that we don't need to go into like panic mode or overwork or incredible exhaustion or hustle mode. He's like, do what you can each day and do it to the best of your ability, and then be done. And then leave tomorrow as another day where you turn up. You know, and I've shared this before about we're in this co-creation process with the universe or with God or whatever higher power, whoever your creator is. And so we are in a co-creation process. And so an affirmation that I love to use is that I do my best, I turn up, I do my best, God does the rest. Right? And I think that really summarizes this point really beautifully of I turn up, I have an obligation, I have a responsibility to turn up and actually do the work, right? Creating these videos, creating incredible programs, serving my clients. I need to turn up. And so the other things that I have on my vision board that I've written down on my goal card that I want to manifest, I am turning up in alignment with that. I'm taking the action, the energy of that, but I'm also trusting that I'm not the only one creating right here. Through my visualization, through meditation, through gratitude, through aligning my beliefs, getting my nervous system on board, that God, my creator, is also helping me to manifest, to attract these things into my reality. So the author shares that you cannot act in the past. It is essential to your getting rich that you should always be acting now. And again, this reminds us to manage what our mind is focused on. Don't get trapped in thoughts of what happened in the past, how it could have been different, worrying about the future. You know, it brings us back to even Eckhart Tolle, the power of now. We only have the now moment. Like, this is it. This is our moment of attraction. This is our moment of magnetism. Our power literally lives in this moment. And we are reducing and minimizing that power when we're worried about things from the past, what should have been different, who should have been different, what they should have done, what you should have done, or you're stressing about the future, about how things will be. You're literally splitting your power of focus, your power of energy, and your power of manifestation. So be as present as possible and act now, whatever it might be. Wherever you are, there is a step forward that you can take. And this is your invitation. This is your reminder to turn up and take it. Because there isn't a perfect timing. There never will be. The perfect timing truly exists in the ever-present moment. So let's do a quick recap. Firstly, wealth is a science. It is repeatable. It is learnable. It is not down to just external circumstances. Secondly, is that your thoughts are creating your reality. So hold that vision. Do not get distracted. Do not lose hope. Do not lose faith in it. Thirdly, is that gratitude attracts. It is a money magnet. So if for no other reason, tune in to what you are grateful for every day. Not only is it going to make you feel great, but it's going to bring a lot more richness into your life too. The fourth lesson, remember, don't compete, create. You are here as a creator. You can use your thoughts to create your reality. Do not waste your time getting caught up in competition with others or with anything. Focus on you. There is not one singular pie. And finally, act now. Wherever you are with whatever you have, take the first step. Allow the staircase towards the manifestation of your goal to be revealed as you're gaining momentum and as you're moving forward. Because your action forward is actually a sign of faith and trust in the realization of what you want. And it's almost like a sign to the universe or to God that you are ready, that you're turning up and you're acting in faith with a positive expectation of that result coming into reality for you. Now, if you're ready to shift not just your bank balance, but your entire relationship with money, make sure you check out my 5-day complete money story rewrite kit. It is an incredible process that you're going to go through to rewrite your story, clear any limiting money beliefs, actually feel safe around money, so to regulate your nervous system and apply what we've learned here today so you can start thinking in the right way around money and actually see it manifest into your life with a lot more ease, a lot more safety, and actually in a way that money stays. So I hope you enjoy watching this video. Let me know what your key takeaways were down below, what your favorite lessons are, and keep the momentum going. Come join me in the next video. I'll see you over there. Thank you always for watching.